All right, Nick, let's talk about the Chicago Bears here. This is a team that's kind of really in flux, I would say. There's some pieces. Justin Fields looks nice, but they're not performing on the field in the score column exactly with how talented we think some of the pieces on this team are. And that's especially true of a key rookie that we have had our eye on that really seems to be playing well. And we're going to get into that story here in just a moment. But Bears fans, this is a long storied franchise, Nick. And they have had tons of players make it to the Hall of Fame, tons of really great guys, but some maybe have gotten passed over. And that's why we want to ask, who on this Bears team deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, in your opinion, that is not in the Hall of Fame? Who is not in the Hall of Fame but deserves to be? Let us know in the comments below. But Nick, who's the surprise on the Chicago Bears team?
Yeah, I think you alluded to about this is a team, right? That they think they're settled at quarterback with Justin Fields. I think he's shown he is the guy, at least in my opinion, and a lot of Bears fans' opinions as well. But the key for them going forward is the talent around them, the team around them. And there's going to be a lot of figuring that out. They obviously have, the draft capital and the cap space in the offseason to deal with that. But good news for them is that they have a surprising win in the draft column last year. They seem to have a position figured out, and that's, of course, dealing with rookie tackle Braxton Jones. According to Bears coach Matt Eberflus, this is from SportsIllustrated.com. Eberflus said, quote, "The maturity level, number one, for a rookie to be able to play that tackle position the entire year in his ability to run block, pass block. But he's improved. He's getting better. He's showing his maturity." Eberflus is showing he doesn't use grammar very well in that quote. But the point is that Braxton Jones has played at a very high level for the Chicago Bears this season. He's done a lot of really good things coming from what's the University of Southern Utah's
Thunderbirds.
the Thunderbirds, Thunderbird football. Shout out to them there. And he's been a guy that's been playing exceptionally well for the Chicago Bears and getting a 5th-round draft pick to be your starting tackle, obviously traditionally a very expensive position, will be huge for the Chicago Bears because then they can go into the offseason knowing, hey, we don't have to pay big money for a tackle because we got a 5th-round draft pick on a rookie deal already at one of them who's a heck of a player. What do you think of Braxton Jones and kind of how he's been playing his impact for the Bears going forward, Miles?
Yeah, I think Jones has been really good so far. Obviously, per PFF, 74 overall grade, Nick. He has a 66.8 pass blocking grade, which is decent, but something that he can improve on. But he has a stellar run blocking grade, 77.9. It's been absolute bulldozer here. But I just want to talk about why this is important. And I think you kind of alluded to it, Nick, is that this team, this Justin Fields led Bears, they are on a clock right now. It may not seem like it, but they're on a clock because Fields is on the rookie contract. Jones is on the rookie contract, and they have a chance in the next year or two. Like you said, they have a tremendous amount of cap space. They can come and build this team up, and they don't have to spend it on a left tackle, which, like you said, is a very expensive position to go grab a good guy in free agency. They can build the defensive side of the ball. They can bolster the receiving cord, and they don't have to worry about the offensive line quite as much, especially in that regard. And I think that's something that cannot be overstated at all. I think it's something that might be understated. It is real nice that they found a guy, like you said, in the 5th round that isn't going to hurt their cap really much at all.
Oh, yeah, especially when you look at the raw numbers. The Bears are just ridiculous in terms of cap space in 2023. This is insane. So right now, the Chicago Bears have $125 million of projected free cap space next year. That's easily the number one in the NFL, Miles, by $54 million. This is according to overthecap.com, right? That's unbelievable. I've never heard of a team having that much cap space. So again, Bears fans, when you look at the product on the field this year, understand that going into next year, 2023, it's going to be completely different because you have an insane amount of capital to invest. I mean, with that much cap space, Miles, you can overpay for like 5, 6, 7 players and be perfectly fine and still upgrade your team on offense, defense, everywhere across the board. They're going to have good draft position as well. So this is a Bears team that already was set up for a big 2023, big offseason, and then retooling for the entire team in 2023. But getting Jones, getting a rookie 5th-round pick, this is one of those moves that kind of goes under the radar, like you said a little bit there, but can really be huge and building a team for the long term, getting a cheap tackle along with a cheap quarterback, both on the rookie deal right now. You talk about the Bears being on a clock. I agree with you 100%. But the good news for Bears fans is they have a huge amount of money to execute while they're on that clock.
Yeah, and when I look around the ball, Nick, I think the key things the Bears fans need to look for in the future, whether free agency or the draft, is building up front on that defensive line would be good.
Yeah.
Bolstering the secondary, they could use some help there. I think their linebackers, they can probably shy away from that. Sanborn seems pretty good, and they can maybe just work with who they have in that regard. And getting some good receivers for Fields. He needs some guys to throw the ball to, not Chase Claypool. That's not a number one guy. Quite frankly, he hasn't panned out quite how I thought he would, or as much as I would like him to. Equimini St. Brown seems pretty decent. But other than that, in the receiving department,
You think Mooney's the number one, or you think you like him better as a number two?
I mean,
I
if
like him
he
as a
can
number
stay
two. I like him
if
as
he
a
can
number
stay
two.
healthy, I think he's a good number two guy. But he needs a number one guy, Nick. He needs a
Yeah.
top tier receiver, and I think that would really help him make the next jump. You look at a guy like Jalen Hurts. He gets a really stud
point.
AJ Brown. It's a guy that's kind of similar to Fields in a way. It really transforms the game. So I think that's the number one thing they should be looking for.